All right. Hey guys, it is Sunday night. It is the 17th of January already. I can't even believe how fast the year is flying by. Like literally it's going to be Christmas before we know it. So tonight we're going to just do what we do every Sunday. We're going to get ready for the week in front of us. I'm going to just tell you guys some things I think you should be prepping for and be ready for. And then as always, let me open up the chat. As always, throw in questions or comments if you have them. This is for us, not about me. So if you guys have something you want to share, let me know. So we're going to start in the same place we always start, and that is with our rate of run. So we are 17 days in. We have crossed the threshold of the halfway through the month. So when you do your rate of run tonight, you're going to have a pretty accurate idea of where you're going to land. So for those of you that might be new and maybe you've never done this before, you're going to log into your cloud office. You are just right there on that main page. You're going to scroll down until you see your business dashboard. And then there's a little one called business snapshot. You're going to click on that. It'll drop down for you, whether you're on your computer or your phone. You're going to see the qualifications button. Under that, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anyway, I don't know. So many rows down. It says current QV. That's what you want to look for. Current QV. So the number that you're looking at right there is what you and your team have done so far this month. So you're going to take that number. I'm going to do it with you. You're going to take that number and you're going to divide it by 17 because today's the 17th day of the month. So the new number you're looking at is the average that you and your team have been doing on a daily basis. Doesn't mean you've done this every day, it just is the average. So based on that rate of activity that you've already done, we're going to take that new number and we're going to multiply it by 31. I had to look because there's 31 days in January. So now the new number you're looking at is what you are on pace to hit as a team by the end of January. For some of you, it might be like, wow, I had no idea that my team could hit that number. For some of you, you might be like, holy smokes, that number's not where I need to be. This number is not to make you feel complacent, like, oh, we've already done enough, I can take some time off. And it's also not meant to like tear you down. It is just so you know where you are so that you can know where you need to go. Like I'm looking at our number, and if you guys were on here last Sunday when I did rate of run for our team, I was like, holy smokes, we're right on target. Well, now this week we are below. So now I know I've got to do some work on my own personal business as well as push the team a little to see what we can stir up and what we can find. And so again, if I had not done it today and I just based it off of last week, I would have had an inflated idea of what we're going to land at. So it's always good to check your rate of run. I personally do it at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. But it's totally up to you how often you do it. But I just encourage you so much to make sure you're keeping track of rate of run because it will show you where you're going. The nice thing too for me that I think was a big breakthrough for myself and my team, when you look at rate of run, yes, our pay changes based on 4K, 12K, all that jazz. And yes, we have bonuses right now based on those ranks. But if you're holding yourself back because you're only thinking 12K, when in reality, your team could be doing 18K, but you're not really pushing for it because it's not a rank and it's not the next rank, you always want to be pushing for as much better growth as you can with your team. So look at rate of run, compare it. I actually keep track of it. I can go back and look and see like where we were this time last month. Are we on track? Are we different? And obviously every month is going to differ. We have a new year in front of us. We had holidays behind us, but it's just a great way for you to gauge where you are. So hopefully that helps a lot of you. The next thing that you need to be prepped and ready for this week are you may have some people who are auto shipping on the 20th. So for those of you that aren't sure how we find out who those people might be and what the heck, why we're on here, because we'll go ahead and look at the 20th and the 25th auto shippers, because by the time we meet next Sunday, you are already going to need to have talked to them. So you're going to go back into your cloud. This time we're going to go up into the menu and we're going to pick the My Team button. You're going to click the My Customer button. And then at the very top, you see customer number, customer name, email. Scroll over until you get all the way to the end and it's going to say next auto ship. Click on that box that actually says next auto ship. Click on it twice and that's going to populate for you by date your upcoming auto ship. So you need to be looking for anyone that has an auto ship coming out on January 20th and January 25th. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take those names and we are going to write them down because they are critical for us to contact. So, oops, I'm going to be doing this with you. So the reason we're writing these names down, we need to contact these people. Now, we're not just going to, I know I say this every freaking week, right? We're not just going to contact these people and say, hey, yo, you got an auto ship coming up. Just wanted to remind you, that's a great way to make someone think that you only think about them on auto ship, which, let's be honest, maybe you do only think about them during auto ship, but we don't want anyone to think that way. My suggestion is always to, over the next couple. So if you have anybody that says the 20th, you need to do this tonight and tomorrow. The people on the 25th, you have a couple of days to kind of get this started, but I wouldn't dilly-dally. I'd put them on your list for tomorrow. I just reach out to them and say, I'll go to maybe their Facebook or their Instagram. I'll go to their story if they don't have anything posted, and I'll just see what's going on in their life. Check in with them. How was your weekend? How are the kids doing now that they're back to school? Is your mom feeling better? Whatever it is that you see on their Facebook or their social media, just ask them, how have they been? Look back to the last time you guys discussed something. Was there something that they were dealing with last month that maybe you haven't followed up with them about? Like, what's going on in their life? Get conversations started with them. And then a couple of days later, you already have some rapport going. You've talked about things in their world. Now you have some ammo in your back pocket to know if you need to suggest something. Maybe somebody is like, you know what? I hit the ground running in January. I really wanted to focus on my weight and my health, but I'm struggling. Okay, now you can make some suggestions. Hey, on your auto ship, why don't we mix things up? Maybe they're old school auto ship and they're only doing a shake every 4 days. Make sure they're up to the new auto ship where they get that free box of shakes. They can do one a day. Maybe they're telling you that they're starting to work out. Well, maybe you want to talk to them about Sculpt or whatever it is, but you're going to know better suggestions to make if you've had conversations. It's also going to be way less salesy if it's coming from a place of helping them versus helping yourself with your auto ship. So also please remember, when you guys have these conversations with people about auto ships, if someone says to you that they can't place, like let's say you're like, oh, you have, your auto ship's coming up on the 20th. Did you want to add Sculpt or whatever your conversation is going to be? If they're like, oh, you know what, I'm not going to be able to swing it this time. Okay, don't panic. Again, it's not about you, it's about them. Maybe they could swing it on the 25th. Maybe they can swing it on the 5th of the next month. It doesn't mean that it's a no-go. It doesn't mean that they hate Thrive. It just means that there's something going on in their world that they can't swing at that moment. Not everybody knows that we have multiple auto ship dates. It's very easy to go in to help them edit the auto ship and pick whether they want it to run on the 5th or the 15th or the 20th. Like, they can pick their day. So if something came up, like, I don't know, bills from Christmas, pretty much due about this time, right? It's been almost a month. If something has come up and they're struggling, we can edit the items. Remember, bare minimum, if somebody is like, I can't swing it this month, take them down to capsules. Like, keep them going. Don't let them fall completely off. Or say, what if we were able to do a week from now, could we move it to the 25th? Because remember, always, always, always let them know that by being on auto ship, they're saving 20%, especially if somebody's coming at you saying, I'm struggling with my money this month. Not a problem. I want to make sure we keep you on an auto ship date. If you can't swing it on the 20th, what about the 25th? That way we know for sure you're guaranteed that 20% off. You just have to be calm about it and keep it about them and what's important to them. So far we've done our rate of run. We've talked about auto ships. I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again really quickly. When we are meeting on Sunday nights and we're thinking about planning the whole week ahead, like how we just wrote down all the names for your auto ships that are coming out, that's something that now that you have those names, you can plug them into Monday or Tuesday. You can start planning out your week. When you go to the dentist, you don't just, hopefully, I mean, it does happen, I'm sure, but you don't just show up on a Tuesday and say, hey, I need an appointment. And the dentist hasn't just been sitting there all day hoping that someone would come to them, right? They have a calendar, they have a schedule, they're booking things out. So when you're looking at your calendar, start plugging things in ahead of time. Don't wake up Monday morning and be like, well, I guess, should I do birthday reach outs today? Of course you should. And Monday, you're already gonna know whose birthday it is because we're getting ready to do that, right? Tuesday, you already know you're gonna do auto ship reach outs and you already knew who they are because we're writing these names down. So when you're on here for these work with me's on whether it's the Sunday night where you do the whole week, or if it's the ones during the week, make sure if you're taking the time to be on these, you're working with us on this, right? I'm actually writing down names with you guys. So the next thing I do want to focus on are the birthdays for the upcoming week. And you guys, I know everybody does this different. Some people do it the day before, some people do it the day after. Not to sound rude, but I don't care how you do it. I don't care which way you choose. I just want to make sure you're doing it. So you're going to go into, I get my birthdays off of Facebook. You're going to go into Facebook, and then I know it just depends. Some people, if you have an Android or iPhone, it works a little differently. But for me, for the Android, I just have to go to the search button and type in birthdays. I think it's probably very similar for the Apple. If it's different, let me know. But it pops right up, upcoming birthdays. So it shows me whose birthday is today, which obviously I've talked to them. It shows me that Sandra Jo Buck's birthday is tomorrow. Like, it's like huge. It's not even regular print. It's like giant print, so that Facebook's afraid I'm going to forget your birthday. But now I can also look ahead and I see I see people whose birthdays maybe I missed. They were yesterday or 2 days ago. So make sure you're using this tool. This is like the easiest thing in the world to do, is just to make sure you're reaching out to people. So what you can do is you can either attack them all like first thing tomorrow morning and just say, hey, I have a really crazy week in front of me, but I know it's your birthday this week and I didn't want to miss it. So let me be the first to tell you happy birthday. Maybe their birthday's not till Friday. Or maybe you could wait until a couple of days and say, hey, I had a crazy busy week. I didn't want you to think I forgot about you. Happy belated birthday. But no matter how you start that message, make sure you end that message with a question. How did you celebrate? How are you planning to celebrate? Were you able to celebrate? Whatever the thing is, make sure that message ends with a question. The purpose of saying happy birthday is obviously just to be kind, but it's also to get a conversation started with somebody. So depending on how well you know them or not, you might be able to really get a big, did you get to go to your favorite restaurant whatever, I don't know what you know about people. Or maybe you stalked their Facebook first and you saw that they celebrated over the weekend prior to their birthday, whatever. Just make sure you're making it a conversation to where they're going to write you back. So let's go ahead right now and write down our upcoming birthdays for this week. Make sure you have people's names. And again, if you want to do it, you decide where the names go. Like tomorrow's birthdays, if you're going to do birthdays for Monday on Monday, put them on Monday. If you're going to do them the day after, put them on Tuesday. If you're going to do everybody's birthday tomorrow, put everybody down tomorrow. I don't care how you do it. I just want to make sure you have all these names written down. And double check, make sure you didn't miss anybody's birthday. I know sometimes like on the weekend, a day could get away from somebody and maybe you totally miss somebody. It's okay. You can still go back and say happy belated birthday. Clearly, everyone needs to tell Sandra happy birthday tomorrow. If you're just hopping on, we're writing down birthdays for the week. I have a lot of birthdays this week. Okay. My goodness. I have 24 birthdays this week. That is a lot. It's a lot of contacts. All right, so while you guys are writing those names down, I'm going to go ahead and keep talking so that we don't run out of time here. The next thing I want you to do when you're looking at your week in front of you and you're thinking about, what am I going to do Wednesday afternoon for my business? Well, if you don't have some birthday names written down, which hopefully you do, maybe you have some auto ship names written down of people that might be running on the 25th. Maybe you don't have any of those. Who are we going to talk to on that day? What is your plan? You got to have a plan. So you, again, this is one that you can do so many things with. You could just base it off the alphabet. You could base it off of the type of person. Like maybe you want to talk to working moms on Wednesdays. Maybe you want to talk to, I don't know, medical professionals on Wednesday. Like you pick. I don't care what you do. I just want you to do something. So you need to come up with a plan for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all these days of who or what group. Maybe it's even going to be like a topic. Like maybe you can go into your messenger and click in the topic of, say, exercise, and anyone that you've had conversations with about exercise will pop up. You could put in there, I don't know, somebody help me. What are some topics? Skincare, acne, aging, muscles. I don't know, just any word. You could put these keywords in your search in Messenger and it'll pull up old messages you've had with people regarding these words. And that could help you get an old conversation fired back up. It could remind you of a person who you haven't talked to in a while. The thing I like to do the most, because Facebook is definitely all about showing me the people that it thinks I want to see. I love to go through and I go into my friends list on my computer because it populates it by who you talk to the most. So I literally just sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. I don't even pay attention to the screen until I get all the way to the bottom. And then I'm like, okay, here's some people I don't know. And I start writing their names down so that I can get them on my calendar for this week to make contact with them. And the more you mix up who you're talking to through Messenger or who you are posting with or making comments on Facebook, then you're going to get a better exposure of people on your feed, as well as you're going to start showing up on there. So you want to be planned about who you're talking to. I know a lot of times people are like, well, I scrolled, for 20 minutes and I didn't really see anybody. I didn't see anything new. Okay. Scrolling is not the best way to do business. Scrolling is a great way to put yourself to sleep at night. Scrolling is a great thing to do when you're waiting at the doctor's office. Actually reaching out to people needs to be a methodical, thought out, intentional. This is your time. Be intentional with it. We're going to talk about this here in a minute, but like, I know a lot of you are so crazy busy that you're like, I don't even have time to do my business. Well, then it's that much more important that when you do have a couple minutes, you know what you're doing in those couple of minutes. So I want you to really think about that. And if it's easier, for me, it's easier just to come up with a plan and stick to it. So if every Monday I'm talking to moms, you guys have heard this a million times. Mondays, I reach out to moms. Tuesdays, I reach out to teachers. So and that is just a general bubble. So a teacher could be anyone connected with the school system. Maybe it's a janitor, maybe it's a bus driver, maybe it's, I don't know. Just, it could just be education wise, but in my head, I'm like Tuesday teacher, like that's how I trigger myself. And that is my way of making sure that, let's say I'm waiting on my oil to be changed and I don't have my calendar in front of me to remember whose name I wrote down. Well, I can just think, okay, today's Wednesday and this is the day I talk to working moms, or I talk to, whatever, working professionals. Like you come up with your plan, but stick with it. And then maybe you guys just split up the alphabet. Maybe on Mondays you do A through E. I don't know. You need to find out what works for you, but I want to just reiterate that it needs to be intentional so that you're not scrolling, because scrolling will not pay your bills. If anything, scrolling costs me money because Facebook knows things I'm into. And before you know it, I've clicked on an ad and I bought myself a rug or something stupid, right? So be intentional with it. Something else I want to throw out really quickly for tomorrow, Selena, and I don't know if she's on here or not. Oh yeah, I think I see her name. I'm pretty sure it was Selena that told us this one time in our team Zoom, but she refers to Monday as Maintenance Monday. And I just thought it was genius. And I don't know why I don't talk to you guys about it more on Sunday. Maintenance Monday is the perfect time to go through all of your new customers who should have got their orders last week. Maybe they were new. I shouldn't even just say new. It could even be like your, I don't know, a promoter on your team that's maybe not new or too new to track your own orders or whatever. This is a great time to go through, connect with them. Hey, did your order come? Did everything show up okay? Like do that customer service with them. I love Maintenance Monday. I thought it was a great idea. And I love like things that are like themed like that. So when she said it that day, I was like, yes. So tomorrow was a great day to sit down and be like, because there are times where maybe you do like a push and all of a sudden you send out 6 trial packs. Did you remember to talk to all 6 people? Did all 6 people get it? Because here's the thing with shipping right now. You could order 6 of them. They're not all going to get it the same day. Some people might have got it right away. Some people may still be waiting. So it's really good to make sure you're following up with people. Did they get it? I actually had a guy, he was so excited to get started. He ordered 2 days after he ordered. Apparently he got the COVID. So his order finally came, but he's, just on the couch feeling shitty. So I was like, you know what? It's okay. Like, I just want to make sure your order came. I'm glad it's there. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. When you are feeling better, let me know. So it's just that, making sure I connect with people and make sure that if something is missing or lost or whatever, that you can help them with a support ticket. Okay. I have a note here. I don't know what I meant by it. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. It says social media posts, and that's really all I wrote. So I was like, well, that's not much of a clue. Okay. Social media posts. So same thing when you are reaching out to people and you have that plan and you have that idea and you have that theme, your social media needs to be the same way. Don't get me wrong. There are going to be days where something funny is going to pop up and you're going to share it, or there's going to be something random pop up and you're going to share it. That's fine. But bare minimum, make sure you have at least one idea a day that you know for a fact, hell or high water, you're making that post. So I actually shared today in my team, my personal team's page, and I'm willing to share it. If anyone is on here and you're not in my team, just send me a message and I'll send it to you. It is 70 social media ideas. So it's literally one idea for the next 70 days. And to me, I love lists like that, because on the days where I'm like, I don't know what to do, or I'm so busy, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, it's there. I just have to pick one off of there and cross off that list. So I've asked my team to look at that list and commit to doing one thing a day for 70 days. I can guarantee that will grow their business. Because why? Because it will be consistent. It's not necessarily going to be like the most world-renowned post. It's not going to be like the greatest of all time, but it's going to be consistent. And when you're consistent, that is when business will come to you. I'm not going to go in order. Yeah, that's fine. There's 70 things. I don't know that I'll go in order either, because when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, I just did one like that the other day, but I just have mine printed off so that I can cross them out as I do them. But yeah, 70 days, 70 things, done. Here's the thing about lists. And again, you guys, I just found that on Pinterest. Like, I go into Pinterest all the time. Social media interactive questions, social media post ideas. But I loved that list because there were 70 good, solid things on there. Don't make your job harder than it has to be. If we're asking you to make a post once a day in regards to your business, and I just gave you a list of 70, you don't have to think for 70 days about what am I going to post. You already know. There's a list. So to me, that's a wonderful thing. So again, being intentional with it. So I always know that at least one post a day is going to be in regards to my business. It may not be a flat out, thrive post, but there's going to be something in my post in regards to my business. All my other posts during the day can be fluff. They can be funny. They can be whatever. It's just a way for people to get to know me better because I'm sharing what I love on Facebook. But there is for sure going to be something that is related to my business. And that's what that list is. So again, if you need that list and you're not on my team to have that on the team page, just let me know and I'll get it to you. Okay, one last thing I want to talk about before I need a drink. Okay, one last thing I want to talk to you guys about. We've called this a lot of different things over the years. But I saw something the other day and I was like, yes, that's me. It's as if I wrote it. I have referred to them before as non-negotiables. Some people call it the calendar challenge. I'm going to start calling it your every damn day list. Something that you do every damn day, no matter what. Now, when you're putting together this list, the mindset behind it is, what is the bare minimum thing I can do for the different categories of your business? So for example, bare minimum, to me, one of the easiest, fastest, quickest, bare minimum ways that I can build my network is to friend 5 new people on Facebook. Right? How long does that take? You can tinkle and do that at the same time. So even if the shit hits the fan and the boat sinks and everything else, I will at some point in time during the day have to tinkle and I will be able to build my network, right? And again, don't overthink it. I'm just saying bare minimum, what is something you could do? Yes, granted, there's a lot of other things we could do and we will do, but on the every damn day list, I want your bare minimum met. Here's the great thing too about meeting your bare minimum. If your brain is not in it and something's going on and you're crazy busy, but you sit down to do your bare minimum, which in that moment might be friending 5 people, that will start the momentum. Your brain may click. You may make a post. You may check on an order. You will get things started, but you have to have the bare minimum. So what's a bare minimum way that you could help your team? Maybe share a YouTube. Bare minimum way you could help a customer, send them a ship date, follow up with a ship date. Like, what are some bare minimum things that you could do every single day to build your business? So build your network, reach out to customers, and one of the one of the bare minimum ways that you can reach out to a customer is by making a Facebook post. I know some people are like, oh, I made my post for the day. Okay, that's bare minimum. Like, to me, reaching out to customers is like truly getting conversations started and doing messenger and responding and all that stuff, like getting the dialogue going. But bare minimum, if I haven't had time to breathe for some reason, I can at least make a Facebook post. So I'm not going to give you the answers because I don't know the answers to your business, but I want you to think about different categories of business: building your network, building your personal business, like dollar wise, like building, adding customers, supporting your team, supporting yourself, like, self-development, maybe gratitude journals, like whatever it is, like what are the bare minimum things you can do? Like there are days where maybe I wake up and I don't have time to write in my journal. When I'm in the shower, I can go through I can make a visual or a mental gratitude list. So bare minimum, I can do that. And that's still going to get me off to the right start. Are you guys following my thought with this? So again, like what are the bare minimum things you can do? Because sometimes bare minimum is what we'll get. Sometimes bare minimum is all you have. Like you guys know with kids, jobs, all the stuff, sometimes that's all you have to give. But sometimes it's all you need to get moving in the morning. I mean, think about our Thrive. Bare minimum, what do we have to do every day? Swallow 2 pills. Bare minimum, that's not hard. But what does it do? It kickstarts everything for the rest of the morning. Even on the days you're like, nope, I'm not getting out of bed. I hate the world, whatever's going on in your head in the moment. The second you bare minimum swallow those 2 pills, about 10 minutes, you're going to get out of bed, right? So it's the same thing. So I want you to start thinking about that. Like what can I do? Easy peasy, quick, whatever. I think maybe we should use the guideline. What could you get done while you're tinkling? Because I know some of you, that's like the only time during the day you have, and go from there. All right. So when you're making your every damn day list, what do you got to do every damn day, bare minimum, to move your business forward? And I just think those will be very, very helpful for you. So with that, we've got rate of run, we've got auto ships, birthdays. Really think through planning your reach outs. Who are you reaching out to? Whether it's a group of people, an alphabet of people. You can go on also to Pinterest or Google. Oh, someone help me. What are they called? Like it's like a thought starter to help you remember people. And it'll be like, who'd you go to grade school with? Who was, where'd you work for your first job? What street did you live on when you were 5? Like, who did your first haircut? Like, it'll give you things like that to help trigger your memory of people that you know that you probably forgot that you know. I don't know if somebody can think of what they're called, throw it up there. Maintenance Monday, being intentional with your social media posts. Again, I have that list. I will happily send it out to people. And then what are some things you can do bare minimum every day to move your business forward? So that's what I have for you. Do you guys have questions, thoughts, ideas? You can unmute, you can wave me down, you can type. You have to unmute yourself though for some reason. Won't let me unmute anybody.
Okay, so like some of us have been in the business for a while, whether it's been a year, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever. And whether you do the calendar challenge sheet, the official sheet, or you're writing it in like a spiral or whatever, I pulled out my binder where I had actually started with the calendar challenge sheets. And I'm going through all the names week by week to look and see, oh, who have I been missing for so long? What are some names that I can add to my list for reach outs that maybe I haven't seen them in forever, popping up on my Facebook, unless I purposely had hidden them, And so anyway.
Are you finding that there's a lot of people that you're like, oh, I totally forgot about them?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go look, and if you're thinking, I don't have anybody new or whatever, there's nobody who is wanting Thrive or whatever, just somebody to have those conversations with. You'd be surprised like take a look last week. We had all these people coming out of the woodwork that have had accounts since 2015 across the team and so forth. And so just take a look at all your old sheets and your old pages or whatever and grab some names.
Yeah, that just kind of made me think too, like when I talk about bare minimum supporting your team, I know a lot of people probably right away were like, I got to come up with a promo. I got to do something fancy. Go into your cloud, go into your My Team button, go into your promoter list, click on the QV button and let it populate. So it's everyone that's a 0 and anyone sitting at a 0, send them a message and say, hi, bare minimum. Hi. It's a quick search to find the names. And if you're tinkling, maybe you could do 3 names, bare minimum. But connecting with people who have not ordered or sold anything in months or years and just saying hi is a great way to get people asking questions, seeing how they are. Maybe they never told you why they quit, and maybe they're going to tell you some things. Again, just some bare minimum, simple, not overthinking the process. Like Sandra said, just go back to your old notes. You guys have all probably got stacks and stacks of either old calendars with names in it, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheets, or I mean, I know I have, I'm looking, there's a big pile to my left and there's a pile to my right. I know I have names to go through. So you can do that too with your customer list. You can go in there and put, like how we populated it by next auto ship, you can populate it by last order. And first of all, there'll be a whole bunch of people who have never ordered. You definitely want to say hi to them. And then there's going to be people who have not ordered in 2 months, 2 years, whatever. Again, don't forget about them. There's a huge network of people that you have already that you could be reaching out to and talking to. But again, if possible, spend now putting their names on the days. Like go right now through together, we have 6 minutes. Log into your cloud. Dun, 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 dun. Somehow I'm on Facebook. Oh, because we did birthdays. So you're going to log into your cloud. You're going to go to the My Team button. You're going to go to sponsorship downline. These are the people that you signed up, you directly, because it's going to, the first list is going to pull up are your people. Go over to like at the top there, scroll where it says current QV, just hit that bad boy 1 time. And now go back over to the names and you're going to see all the promoters. For Monday, you can write down 5 names. For Tuesday, write down 5 names. For Wednesday, write down 5 names. And you know, a color coded or circle it or whatever, make yourself a note that these are promoters on your team. So they clearly thrived, but they do not currently have any dollar amount under them. So what would you want someone to reach out and say to you? You would probably just want someone to peek at your Facebook, see what's going on in your life and be like, hey, I've talked to you forever. What's going on? How have you been? How was vacation? How was Christmas? How's your parent feeling? Whatever. Don't be like, hey, I see you haven't sold anything in 3 years. Nobody wants to have that conversation. But just reach out and make a connection with them. See what's going on in their world. It may not do anything for you, but it might. I've actually done that before where the person literally still has no desire to promote and or thrive, but they've sent a couple people my way. Because why? Because I still treat them like the friend that they are. And we still have conversations. So don't ever look at your calendar and think, I don't know what to do today. You know what to do. And if you don't know what to do, replay this video from the YouTube, because I just gave you a good week's worth of things to do. And all you have to do is repeat it every single week. Okay. Anybody else? Questions, comments? I'm so glad you guys were all on here tonight. I'm going to upload this on YouTube. It'll be there for you to refer to or share with your teams. I highly encourage you to share with the teams. Tonight, I kept things really basic because I know when we have something really big like rank advancements going on, people forget the basics and they try to do all the fancy stuff. And it's the basics that will build your business, bonus or no bonus. So this is something you want to hang on to. So anyway, thanks guys. I'll see you later. Bye.